Family, welcome back to the Royal Sussex Squad, the home where we celebrate Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and where we cut through all the tabloid noise, smear campaigns and so-called royal experts who love to make a living off attacking two people they cannot control. If you're here for positivity, truth and a strong reminder that Harry and Meghan are thriving in their own lane, then you're in the right place. Now, let's get into today's so-called breaking news. The tabloids and their go-to experts are back at it again. They're pushing the same tired story, that Prince William is reluctant to reconcile with Prince Harry, and of course they want to pin all the blame on Meghan Markle. Because according to them, Meghan is always the problem, right? That's the only card they've ever had to play. According to this latest round of nonsense, William doesn't trust Meghan. The claim is that any private family discussion might end up public or be used for commercial projects. That's straight out of Fox News Digital, with royal expert Hilary Fordwich leading the charge. Now, I don't know about you, but it's always amazing to me how people who have never had dinner with Meghan, never spent a single hour with her, suddenly become experts on her character, her marriage and her life. They claim Meghan has no sense of duty towards the British public or the institution. Excuse me? Meghan has done more for charity and social justice in the few years she was a working royal than some of them have done in decades. Meghan didn't marry into that family to be a mascot, or to be bullied, or to bow down to a hierarchy that allowed her to be attacked relentlessly without protection. She married Harry because of love, and together they've built a new life, one rooted in service, compassion and impact that goes beyond outdated royal protocols. Let's not forget the hypocrisy here. They're calling Meghan untrustworthy, when in reality the only reason Harry and Meghan ever had to share their truth publicly was because the palace itself, the so-called institution, was leaking against them. It was the palace, not Meghan, that fed lies to the tabloids. They sat back while Meghan was racially abused, while her name was dragged through the mud, while her family was weaponized against her. And now they want to turn around and pretend she's the problem? Absolutely not. Now, let's talk about Ingrid Seward, another one of these royal insiders who just loves to blame Meghan for everything. She's out here calling Meghan the flea in the ointment, claiming Meghan is the root of the tension between William and Harry. She even went so far as to say Meghan is disliked by monarchists, as if the opinion of a bunch of royalists clinging to outdated traditions should mean anything in 2025. Let's be real, this isn't about Meghan. This is about William and Charles being unwilling to take accountability. It's about them being upset that Harry refused to play the role of the silent, obedient spare. Harry chose his wife and children over a toxic system, and they cannot forgive him for that. So instead of facing their own actions, instead of apologizing for the harm caused, they let the tabloids run wild and scapegoat Meghan. Here's the part they never say out loud. Harry has actually extended olive branches. The Daily Mail itself reported that Harry shared his official schedule with his family to avoid conflicts. That's Harry showing maturity, that's Harry trying to prevent unnecessary clashes, that's Harry keeping the door open. He's not the problem. But William? William is silent. William is hiding behind these so-called experts and refusing to own up to his role in all this. And let's not forget, Harry himself has said he would love reconciliation. He admitted in a BBC interview that yes, there have been disagreements and differences, but he still holds on to that hope. That's what a man of integrity does. He keeps the door open even when others slam it shut. Now, let's deal with another talking point from Ingrid Seward. She tried to drag Meghan for her relationship with her father, Thomas Markle. She points out that Archie and Lilibet haven't met him, as though Meghan is supposed to parade her children around someone who sold her out to the press, staged paparazzi photos, and repeatedly trashed her publicly. Let's make this clear. Setting boundaries with a toxic parent is not a flaw. It's self-preservation. Meghan owes her father nothing, especially after the way he's behaved. But see how the game is played. When William cuts off his own brother, that's considered protecting his family. When Kate's family lives almost entirely off royal perks, no one calls them out. But when Meghan decides to protect her children from a toxic influence, suddenly it's proof that she's cold or unforgiving. It's double standards all day, every day. What's really happening here is that William is scared. He's scared that reconciliation with Harry means accountability for how Meghan was treated. He's scared that the world will see him for what he really is, a man who put the institution above his own brother. And the royal experts? They know that blaming William doesn't sell. Blaming Meghan does. That's why every headline, every talking head, every tabloid piece is always the same formula. Meghan is the problem. Meghan is the one to blame. Meghan is the villain. But you know what? That narrative is falling apart. Because while William is hiding, Harry and Meghan are out here building an empire. Archwell is thriving. They're producing meaningful content, working on mental health initiatives, and raising two beautiful children in peace. Meghan just turned 44 and celebrated surrounded by love. Harry continues to champion Invictus and serve veterans worldwide. That's what progress looks like. That's what happiness looks like. Meanwhile, the royals back in the UK are still stuck in their soap opera. Their relevance is fading. Their scandals pile up. And yet, the British press wants you to believe that Meghan is the greatest threat to the monarchy? Please. The greatest threat to the monarchy is their own inability to modernise, their own refusal to embrace accountability, and their own obsession with preserving an outdated system. So when you hear people like Hilary Fordwich or Ingrid Seward blaming Meghan, understand what's really going on. They're deflecting. They're trying to distract from William's coldness, Charles's silence, and the institution's cruelty. They're trying to rewrite history. But here on the Royal Sussex Squad, we know better. We've seen how Meghan was treated. We've seen how Harry was vilified for protecting his wife and children. And we will continue to speak the truth. The real reason Prince William hasn't tried to reconcile with Prince Harry, revealed Prince William, is reluctant to reconcile with Prince Harry. And Meghan Markle is reportedly to blame. The Duke of Sussex's estranged family members feel a persistent lack of trust toward his wife, royal expert Hilary Fordwich told Fox News Digital on Tuesday. Their concerns are well-founded, she claimed. Any private family discussions could become public or be used for commercial projects. Prince William has not reconciled with Prince Harry because of Meghan Markle. According to royal experts, she noted that Markle, 44, has no sense of duty toward the British public or the institution. Fordwich doesn't see any kind of reparation in the siblings' future because Harry thinks that William insulted Meghan, and that kind of animosity is really hard. Similarly, Ingrid Seward, editor-in-chief of Majesty magazine, alleged to the outlet that the Suits alum is the flea in the ointment in the brothers' strained dynamic. Royal expert Hilary Fordwich told Fox News Digital that William's reluctance is well-founded. Seward even went so far to blame Markle for the difficult emotions between King Charles III and late Princess Diana's sons. She's disliked intensely by a large number of the monarchists of this country, Seward claimed. They see her as being very damaging to the royal family. The My Mother and I, the inside story of the King and our late Queen author, believes the black mark against Meghan's character is the former actress dissing her husband's family and dissing her own family over the years. She pointed out that Markle's husband and two children, son Archie 6 and daughter Lilibet 4, have not met her estranged dad, Thomas Markle. Seward railed against the "with love Meghan star" for not being able to embrace her own family however she feels about them. Reps for Markle, Harry and William did not immediately respond to page 6's request for comment. Harry, 40, allegedly offered an olive branch to William, 43, and Charles, 76, last month by sharing his official schedule with the royal family. This gesture will help avoid conflicts of interest or clashes of publicity, according to the Daily Mail. The outlet claimed in July that the former military pilot is currently all about deconflicting with his loved ones. Harry has been at odds with his family since he and Markle quit their royal roles in 2020 and moved to the United States, 2 years after their wedding. The couple, who live in Montecito, Calif, have since publicly aired their grievances against the royals on multiple occasions, from an Oprah Winfrey interview and a Netflix docuseries to Harry's bombshell memoir, Spare. However, Harry told BBC News viewers in May that he would love reconciliation with his family after so many disagreements and differences they may never forgive him for. Family, the bottom line is this: William hasn't reconciled with Harry, not because of Meghan, but because William doesn't want to face the truth. He doesn't want to admit his role in enabling the smear campaigns. He doesn't want to accept that Harry is happier and freer outside the gilded cage. And as long as the tabloids can profit from smearing Meghan, they will continue to use her name to cover for the failures of the monarchy. But Meghan and Harry, they're fine. They're better than fine. They're living their best lives while the haters keep obsessing. And that family is the ultimate revenge. And before we wrap this up, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up. And if you want to support the channel, you can always leave a super thanks. It helps us keep shining a light on the truth and celebrating Harry and Meghan the way they deserve. This is the Royal Sussex Squad signing out. Stay blessed, stay positive, and keep supporting the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.